Hello everybody and welcome to another video where this week, once again, I'm bringing you another deck profile. And this week I'm actually bringing you the deck profile of what I would call my original deck. Obviously it's changed a lot over the years as I've been building it and new cards have come out. But the original deck I played, and that is of course, if you haven't been able to tell by the mat, Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is my favourite card of all time. Must admit, I love Seto Kaiba, love myself Blue Eyes White Dragon, always have. I don't know why I decided to do Galaxy Eyes first last week. I think it's because that's my most recent deck that I've fully built, and I really enjoy playing it. But my first ever deck, and the deck I've always enjoyed playing, is Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm not going to lie about that. So, of course, you must start with your 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and I've gone with these 3 arts. They're the ones I like the most. And obviously on top of that, you're going to have your 3 other Blue Eyes White Dragons. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, which I loved when these came out because it basically meant I could have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in my deck and it wasn't much of a problem. So that is amazing. And to finish that off, we're going to have a Dragon Spirit of White. Obviously Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's a normal vanilla monster but it's still amazing. Alternative White Dragon, you can destroy one monster on the field and special summon it by revealing one of these in your hand. This card treats as a normal monster while in the hand or in the graveyard, sorry, not on the field. When it is normal special summons, you can target one spell or trap card and banish that, which is amazing. And you can also tribute this card and special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So these are your main dragon killers for the moment. And I also run 2 Maiden with Eyes of Blue, good level 1 tuners, helping with the synchro mechanic, and also one of my XZ monsters, which you'll see when I get to my extra deck. Very good and easy way to get out Blue Eyes White Dragon if it's targeted for an attack or by a card effect. Negate it, bring a Blue Eyes to the field. To follow that up, we have the White Stone of Ancients, another level 1 tuner. Ability sent to the graveyard, end phase. This is the one where, yeah, special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your graveyard and add it to your hand, which is another very good ability. Then obviously we've got the White Stone of Legend, very similar. When it's into the graveyard, add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. So as you can see, the deck does clearly run around Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is great for me because, as I say, it was and still is my favourite card, and perhaps my favourite deck to play, rivaled by my Galaxy Eyes deck, because the original series and Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal are actually my 2 favourite series, and I think Galaxy Eyes and Blue Eyes really rival each other in terms of, well, they're the same monster just for different eras. So Blue Eyes will always have that special place with me for being my favourite from the old days, but my Galaxy Eyes deck I do really like, and I think that's why I wanted to show you that one first. But this is my favourite. I love my Blue Eyes deck, and it's always fun to play. Anyway, we also run 1 Protector with Eyes of Blue, 1 Master with Eyes of Blue, and 1 Rider of the Stormwinds. The reason I only run 1 of each of these is because whilst their abilities are good, they're not as effective as the 3 tuners above them. So having only 1 gives you more chance to get out 3 of the more effective ones. We also have 2 Keeper of the Shrines, also very good cards. Count 2 tributes to a dragon type monster. If a monster would be destroyed except for Keeper of the Shrine, you can bring this card back. So if they do actually get rid of my Blue Eyes White Dragon, I can just bring Keeper of the Shrine back from the graveyard to protect my life points, which is very good. Next I have a German card, which is Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Very good one. By banishing 1 dragon type monster on my field, special summon this, and then once per turn I can special summon a dragon type monster from my hand or graveyard. Very good one. And another one which is a card of controversy at the moment, but I like to play it, as I say, because I play for fun. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. I think it's a very good card, very powerful card, will beat down your enemy. And yeah, I like to play it, and I think it works well in the deck with the search, because it works with the search mechanics, which you'll see shortly, and it's very powerful. And talking of those short search mechanics, obviously you will run, well I run, 3 Melody of Awakening Dragons. Now this is amazing because I could discard 1 card, so it works well with White Stone of Ancients, White Stone of Legend, or even Master with Eyes of Blue. And then I can bring a Blue Eyes White Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons, 2 alternatives, or a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon from my deck to my hand. So that's why Chaos Match Dragon I think works, because you can search for it if you do have those ritual spells in your hand. Now you will also, for card advantage, play Trade In, because you have enough level 8 monsters in this deck to be able to discard one, pick up 2 cards, and then you've got a card advantage. It's +1, but that is still a card advantage, and that can sometimes be crucial. Now, because of the way Blue Eyes plays, you're going to want to run 2 polymerizations for those ultimate dragons, or even a twin burst dragon, although its ability doesn't require you to use polymerization. Now, for a bit more of a gimmick in the deck, but I find it quite fun, I run 2 Fang of Critias, because I either play Mirror Force Dragon or Tyrant Wing Dragon. Doom Virus Dragon obviously doesn't work in the deck, because yes, you could use it as Keeper of the Shrine, but most of the cards are light monsters, so Crush Card Virus just wouldn't work on its own, so there's no point in throwing in a card that wouldn't work on its own just to get out Doom Virus Dragon. Anyway, we will then. I also play Mausoleum of White, 1 copy as a spell card, because that can sometimes help with the summoning of tuners. And also for the summoning of tuners, we play Where Art Thou, just to help get them to your hand and play them when needed. Also run 1 copy of Stamping Destruction, to help me if there are any nasty spell or traps on the field preventing me from doing something. I can take it out and deal damage to my opponent at the same time. Now, another German card, we've got the Return of the Dragon Lords. Level 7 or 8 dragon type monster from the graveyard back to the field. If this card's in your graveyard, you can banish it when a monster would be destroyed, and the card is fine. Now, obviously we have Chaos Match Dragon, so you're also going to want to run Chaos Form and Advanced Ritual Art. 1 to summon it if you've got Blue Eyes in the hand, 1 if they're stuck in the deck. You can still get it out that way and, you know, just decimate your opponent's field with your Chaos Match Dragon. Now on to traps. This is actually possibly my favourite trap card of all time. I love Scrap Iron Scarecrow. It's amazing, that's why this card's a little beaten as you can see, but it's one of my original cards. And yeah, I do love Scrap Iron Scarecrow. And obviously for the Fang of Critias mechanic, we've got our 2 Mirror Forces, because Mirror Force Dragon is more likely to come out and be useful. And we also run 1 copy of Tyrant Wing, because that has been a lifesaver in some circumstances against an opponent. But yeah, so that's the main deck, guys, and yeah, I'll show you the extra deck now. So now we are back with the extra deck, and to start off with, we run 2 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragons. Now these are pretty good cards, because you don't need polymerization to summon them. You can just have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field, send them to the graveyard, get out a Twin Burst Dragon, same attack and defense points, but you can attack monsters up to twice per turn, and cannot be destroyed by battle. So it's a very, very effective card, and I do love this card. The reason this one is signed is because my girlfriend actually got this one for me as a present, so I'd know it was hers. Got it signed, so, well, she signed it for me when she gave it to me, and that also helps, so I always know it's hers if I'm playing it. I also run 2 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons. Very effective cards. 4,500 attack points. If this is the only face-up monster, no, sorry, face-up card, not monster, isn't it? It's face-up card you control. You can send other Blue Eyes fusion monsters from your deck to your graveyard, so that includes another Blue Eyes Ultimate, Twin Burst, or the original Blue Eyes Ultimate. Send it to the graveyard, and it can attack up to 3 times per turn, which actually, in one of my duels on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, someone managed to get out Winged Dragon of Ra using Sphere Mode. I brought out Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and completely decimated him in 1 turn with its attack. With its 3 attacks, 4,500 3 times. That's quite a lot. I completely destroyed Ra, destroyed the deck, and also if this card would be destroyed, you can banish another one from the graveyard, and it stays on the field. Now, also, I also have an original Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, more for nostalgia's sake, but it also helps with Neo's ability. Now, on to more the Synchro monsters. We run 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons, which are very good cards. You can bring them out 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. Obviously, the deck's full of Blue Eyes monsters, and loads of tuner monsters. This one's really good because it stops your opponent from spamming monsters onto the field, only up to 2 per turn from the same effect. And also, you can send this card to the graveyard and summon another light Synchro Dragon type monster from your deck from your extra deck to the field, and I always go with Azure-Eyes Silver Dragon because its ability to negate all other abilities negates Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon's ability of destroying this card at the end of the turn if you use this to special summon it. So it's very effective. And then Azure-Eyes Silver Dragon's ability also once per turn lets you bring back a normal type dragon monster from your graveyard. So that's a Blue-Eyes White Dragon or a Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon if you want to banish a nasty spell or trap. Once per turn, keep bringing it back. So Azure-Eyes is a very good card. Now, also as a bit more of a gimmick, but a very powerful hitter, we've got Five-Headed Dragon. Because this deck does run a lot of dragons and polymerization, it'll be nice sometimes to have out a big heavy hitter, 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense. Can't be destroyed by battle. Not that you'll find many monsters that have higher attack points. And yeah, so it's a very good card. And then, as I was mentioning earlier, we've got the two Mirror Force Dragons, which I like to run in the deck. Always good cards. And they get around most things. If a card would be targeted for an attack or by an opponent's card effect, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls, which, let's be honest, that's always a bonus. You can't really argue with that. Now, as I mentioned as well, we've got the one Tyrant Burst Dragon. Can increase its attack points. It can equip to a Dragon type monster, increase the monster's attack points, and then it attack 3 times per battle phase. Now onto a few XZ monsters. We have number 87 Queen of the Night, which I know is more so intended for a plant deck. However, I find it to be quite good in this deck because of its other abilities boosting attack points. And it's got quite high attack points itself. And it can target spell and trap cards, and they can't be activated. So I do tend to find this is a very, very good card. So place that one down there as well. And last of all, this works well with the tuners. I play number 54, Lionheart, because sometimes you can be stuck with those tuners on the field. It's nice to have a rank 1 monster that you can play, and then its ability helps it to not be destroyed and deal an awful lot of damage to your opponent as well. I'd actually like to say I'm sorry for the lighting in this video. I know it's a bit off at the moment. It's very weird weather outside and I can't really stop it from coming in. However, I hope you really enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the deck. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section, and I'll see you next week, guys.